Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Observable Flutter. My name is Craig Labenz. I'm your host, and today we're going to be doing another something, probably high odds of doing something on the stream today. I don't know what. I have two ideas, but like last week, I will be taking audience recommendations. Any ideas that you may all have about what shenanigans we can get up to here. But first and foremost, do remember, folks, this is the Flutter community. You know what it means. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. So, yeah, thanks for being here with us. Yes. The Battle of John Henry? What are you talking about? What's all this then? You know, the reason I still haven't switched off a StreamYard when I stream by myself, and I probably could figure this out, but they finally added the ability to open the stream with a jingle. And so the little 5-second techno thing that plays at the start of each stream is automatically spliced into the beginning, and then they cut to me when it ends, and it's super nice. And so I'm not streaming straight to YouTube, and thus I'm also not using the chat overlay thing that we built, and then I built again with Randall. With the Battle of John Henry. That's Henry versus the Steam Machine. And Henry won. Oh, that was like us last week. You were the Steam Machine, but Henry didn't win last week. That's for sure. Oh, I see. Will this be another another showdown? Could be. What I could do then is if I really want to win, is choose a topic that I don't think Gemini will know about. Could spend the whole 2 hours searching for just such a topic. So my two ideas are to either one, just continue working on Minesweeper, make it cool, or I've been really wanting to get back into Jasper. I had Kilian, the creator of Jasper, on Observable Flutter quite a while ago, probably a year ago. And to my great shame, I have not done anything with Jasper since, and basically have no memory of how it works, other than I was super impressed. And he's had a whole nother year to work on it. So building a Jasper, but I know there's a Jasper serverpod integration as well. That could be pretty fun. Jasper's been really progressing. Yeah. So the creator of Jasper has been just so, well, I mean, first of all, Kilian's just awesome, but it's been really, really helpful toward the Flutter team in particular, because we've been moving docs.flutter.dev and docs.dart.dev to Jasper, and we've had a couple feature requests, and you just can't imagine a better person to work with. So yeah, Kilian's awesome. So I'm kind of torn between continuing the Minesweeper adventure, which honestly for me is a second choice because I'm interested in getting into Jasper a bit. Love from Nigeria. I have a Nigerian soccer kit that I wanted to wear on the stream before, and I would have worn today. I would wear it every day, but the green does not work well with a green screen situation. And so I start to look like I've been clawed to pieces by some giant oversized bear or something. And I look very weird in front of a green screen wearing a shirt with giant green stripes in it. But I love the Nigerian soccer kit. All right, we've got our first vote in. Continue with Minesweeper. It was fun. I agree. Hence the interest. Hi, I'm from Afghanistan. If you build an offline chatbot that works properly or just says how we can build this technology. Well, an offline chatbot is who do you want to talk to? If you want to talk to other people, you are probably going to need to be online. If you just want to talk to like an on-device, Gemma, I actually did build that quite a long, like 2 years ago, as a demo for the media pipe thing, and then media pipe kind of fell by the wayside, and so nobody kept working on it. 1 vote for Jasper. We're tied neck and neck, folks. Democracy at work. Though a low percentage of voting adults are currently casting their ballots, I have to say. Yeah, you could do local land discovery. That's true. However, there's this other way that you can talk with people that are in your same physical space. It's this old trick. The ancients did this. I think it goes back to like Roman times. So what you do first is you inhale. You have to like fill your lungs with air, and then you contract your diaphragm. It's this really, it sounds archaic, I know, but trust me here. So you contract your diaphragm, and then air comes out of your mouth, and it passes through these vocal cord things that you have here, these little like bands that vibrate in your throat, and that creates sound waves. It's all, it's really funny. It's like vibrates here, and then the sound waves go into the ears of someone who's also on the same LAN network, and they have another vibraty thing in their ear. This is weird, I know. And then they get the message. Pretty wild. Does Google still have a Flutter team? I hope so. I hope I didn't miss some news. Ooh, we've got a negative vote for Minesweeper, followed by, from the same person, a positive vote for Jasper. Is this the voter fraud that we've all been looking for? Somebody voted twice. There it is. Another vote for Jasper because Randall is done with Minesweeper. A demo, please. Well, this would presumably be a demo of Minesweeper. Yeah, sure. Let me pull that up, and we'll have ourselves a look-see. All right, Visual Studio, Minesweeper. Here it is. All right, let me arrange my windows. What am I doing here? I'm going to this window, aren't I? Okay, here we go. Let's Flutter run this bad boy. I think I only had it from 안녕하세요. Hello from the United States. Oh yeah, so that would be, I don't know how to fully say that in Korean, but yeah, so 미국, right? That's America or American or something in Korean. I don't know the from part. I don't know how to like grammatically stitch that sentence together. So here is, oh wait, we're getting a Korean lesson here. Somebody tell Duolingo that I already did it today. So yes. Oh, 안녕하세요. Yeah, okay. But can you learn us good on the from America part? So here's Minesweeper. Look how awesome it is. And when you click around, so that one is touching 1 mine. Now we're touching 2. So there should be some empty squares here. Oh, I just clicked a mine, so I lost. But I don't think the game actually stops me from playing. There are mines everywhere. Wow. Eventually we would get some flood fill, which is in the game. Okay, I have just done lots of losing. I think this is overly calibrated. There are too many mines. Wow, we have not found a single flood fill spot. That's crazy. Wild. Oh, interesting. Anyway, it's like maybe not perfectly implemented, Oh my goodness. There we go. Finally found one. Too many mines. That's for sure. All right, let me see here. Gotta organize this, make this bigger. Okay, reading chat again. I have a card game made with Flutter without Flame. What would you suggest for effects in 3D? Yeah, so if you don't have a game loop, then you definitely don't require Flame. Flame also has a really helpful positioning system where you position things relative to another object. So, obviously you do that with stacks in Flutter, and then everything is just positioned relative to the top left of the stack. But if you have like a character in your game, which you probably don't have in a card game, but if you have a character like, and they equip a sword, so now you want to add the little sword icon to like the front of their their sprite, it'd be convenient if you could just position that little sword sprite next to the relative to the character sprite. And that is how positioning works in Flame. And they also have really nice Z axis handling. Again, if you don't need those things, and you don't necessarily need Flame. So to answer your question, actually, any recommendations for effects? Well, got to go with Rive for effects. And then 3D, you're probably, I presume you're talking about like just the illusion of 3D and not like 3D models out of Blender and whatnot. You could probably get some kind of perspective effects going on in the things that you make in what's the word I'm looking for? Rive. You can also use the transform widget and skew things, and that creates a 3D effect. So there are options there. All right, so this is, I think I'm leaning toward Jasper. I think that won the narrow vote by like 3-2, or some really breakneck race that we had. It'll be an episode of reading some documentation and figuring this out, because again, I haven't looked at Jasper in too long, to my great shame, as I said. But I think that's what I'm going to do. So this was the demo of Minesweeper that I've clicked on for way too long, given that it won't be the focus of the stream. And let's do it. Let's switch threads. So I'm going to leave the observable, or no, I'm going to leave the Minesweeper thing, and let's create a new, make this bigger, as is tradition. All right, another vote for Jasper. Yeah. And I think I might go straight to the Jasper serverpod setup, their integration, kind of kick the tires on that. Back pre-Flutter in my career, when I was a full stack developer, and I used Django on the back end, which is Python, and of course JavaScript on the front end, because that's, certainly before Dart, there was like no other language that you would possibly consider using on the front end. There was always this painful question on a Django powered website of like, when do you pass the baton of control from your Python code on the back end, which maybe has some templates, to the JavaScript code, which is then going to assume control after the page renders and start driving interactions? And like, just like a relay team and track, like they really have to be in sync and exactly in agreement on when and how, and the shape of the HTML and everything. And it was very painful to like do that at all. And so even for Python server-side websites, like server-side React became a thing, because that handoff of the baton is just too awful. And of course, a serverpod and Jasper situation promises to have a smoother situation there. So yeah, let's check this out. I'll do a Flutter. You know what? I don't know if I would start with Flutter Create. Let's pull up some Jasper docs and see what it even says. Flutter Jasper. Get this over here. All right, serverpod and Jasper definitely running away with the votes here. Serverpod Create is potentially the way to start here. Okay, so let's see if serverpod is mentioned. Let me get out of here. Serverpod Not mentioned on the Jasper docs. I know Jasper is mentioned on the serverpod docs. Serverpod.dev. Makes sense that this would be serverpod create as the starting point. I'll just search Jasper. Where do I do that? Where's the search? I've API reference? No. Yes. Jasper. Goodness gracious. Oh, no, this isn't what I wanted at all. Tutorials? Nope. Guides? Reference? Okay. Jasper? Web server? No. I don't think that's it, but maybe. Jasper? Nope. Well, it's like they have an integration. Where is this documented? You want the front end and backup directory set up properly, then Jasper can add to the front end. All right. I thought they had a tighter integration than that. But again, I just like saw something out of the corner of my eye months ago and maybe filled in blanks. Is this integration documented anywhere? Like, what is going on? Am I losing my mind? Current opinion on serverpod versus shelf. Serverpod more fleshed out. So shelf is just the barest bones HTTP server that you could basically imagine. It has, it basically does like 3 things and not much else. I guess maybe 4 things if you had like WebSockets. So it does HTTP request parsing, non-trivial. You need something to do that. Shelf does it. Routing, you need some code that reads the request URI coming in, like the path chunk of it, and figures out what code should actually be called. And then some organization, it's called like a pipeline infrastructure to set up the running of middleware. Like that's what shelf is. Serverpod is tremendously more involved and has an ORM and has shared client and server-side code generation to use the same data models on each end and hides the transport layer from you and hides the routing layer on the server. And like, yeah, it's super good. Okay, so I'm hearing that it's packaged Jasper serverpod. Pub.dev. My brain normally blanks between pub and dartpad, and I'll type a random one at any given time. Well, hello from Turkey. Hello to Turkey from America. Jasper serverpod with a randomly capitalized S. Okay. So Jasper route in your serverpod web server to server-side render Jasper components. Awesome. Context.session extension to get the session inside the component's build method. Okay. Connectivity monitor for your generated serverpod client. A basic example. I will start with the basic example. And then we have to build your project, do a thing. Okay, I'm going to look at the basic example to start. Let's make this big so everyone can read it. So example server, example client. It's interesting there's no shared, but I guess that's just you generate it. So let's look at this, the client. I guess that's basically just going to be I really expected this to use Jasper. Protocol. Yeah, here's the generated stuff. Whoa, interesting. Example client. Oh, wait. Yeah. Wait. Oh, there's like, so all the Jasper stuff must be in the server. The client, that's the generated one. I was thinking the keyword shared, but no, client is the keyword for the generated thing in serverpod. So I'm now looking in the server. Where's the pub spec here? Okay, so this is where Jasper goes. Crazy. Hello to Nigeria, and we're building a website with Jasper and serverpod. I don't know much about Jasper, and I do use serverpod pretty regularly, and we're going to plug them in together using this package that already does that for us. Okay, so cool. Now back to the docs here. We see how this works. Refer to our official setup guide for there's an official setup guide. Goodness gracious. Inside your serverpod server package, perform the following setups. Boom. This means that whoever said we were supposed to start with serverpod create, which I believe was Frey, and I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, was right. And I will now finally listen to what that person said. And I will, we'll just go here because this is the correct directory. This will be serverpod create Jasper serverpod test. No. Yes. I'll have to put test because otherwise I will conflict with the package. Serverpod what? Where did the window go? This is crazy. I guess it's been a minute since I've done this on my work computer. Didn't see that coming, folks. I did not see that coming. Indeed, I might. There's high odds that I will need it. Okay. Sorry, everybody. Just got distracted. I had a pop-up. Okay, now we can run the serverpod command that we just ran. Serverpod. Oh, of course, that didn't help much. Running serverpod generator. Nice. Oh, I'm ready to rock. Okay. Back to the docs. So in the server directory, yes, we have this. Makes sense. You know what? I need to put these in different windows. I'm too dumb to not do that. Okay, so I'm in the server directory. I'm going to run this command, and then I'm going to run the dev command. Great. Add the following to the bottom of pubspec.yaml. Server pubspec. Oh, I have to open the correct directory in code, don't I? Code. And we'll close Minesweeper. Okay. In the server directory, just so much random stuff opens. Whoa, that's not even what I want to do. I wanted to open the pubspec. YAML. We'll add this at the bottom. Oh, okay, interesting. So move everything from web static up to web. In what directory? Where does this happen? Web. Oh. Okay, I guess from the server directory. So that's these commands removed. Okay. So was that move static blob to here? Is that right? Yeah. Okay, removed our static. Okay. We can also delete the web templates directory if you don't need it. I don't know if I need it. I'll leave it there for now. Now edit your lib server.dart file to initialize Jasper and use root route for all paths. Okay. will be in. This will be generated when Jasper serve is run later. Okay, so I want to grab jasper.initializeApp, and that'll be in server main.dart. Here, I guess. Is it main.dart? Yeah, lib. Oh, server.dart. Server.dart. There we go. That looks right. Okay, so pod. So other server pod code. So we're not commenting stuff out. I think I'm just adding this. So this is the other server pod code, I'm guessing. So I'll put this here. Going to import this from Jasper. Then we'll get those options. This will be generated momentarily. Okay. And now this is the only route that we use. Remove all other routes. So that would be things like this go away, and that comes in and will be generated. I guess I'll just comment these out. Start the server, blah, blah, blah. Other server pod shenanigans. It's interesting. Will you stop? What is going on? Why am I getting so many off pop-ups? Very annoying. Will be generated. Then change your root route inside libsource web routes root.dart to look like this. Okay. Lib source web routes. I've never really looked at these routes before. Whoa. I've literally never done this. Oh yeah, I've basically never used serverpod's server situation. I've only used it as just a headless API to talk to from a pure Flutter app. So this is a new corner of serverpod for me. All right, anyway, does this doodad have a copy widget? It doesn't. So grab all of this. Well, I certainly wouldn't figure this out on your own, now, would you? I quickly look at chat. Oh, how can you improve your Flutter experience? Improving how you structure projects, write cleaner code, etc. A lot of would have chosen demo other than test. Yeah. A lot of resources online. Honestly, it's just, gotta practice. There are some like write a complete app tutorials online, and they'll definitely show you some real patterns in architecture. Okay, built with serverpod and Jasper. This is good. Component setup. So now created a new home component inside lib components home.dart. Wait, where did that go? Lib components home.dart. So not in source. Am I reading this right? Lib home components, lib components home.dart. All right. New folder. Components. New file. Lib components home.dart. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. There it is. Import counter, as well as the counter component in lib components counter.dart. Great. After I get all this working, it will definitely be time to take a step back and more deeply understand what we have slapped together. Okay, all Jasper components must be kept outside the source directory to function properly. That answers a question that I had. You are now set up to run your server and render your website using Jasper or serverpod and Jasper. Check the docs for more info. I will do that, and I will run Jasper serve from the back end, I'm guessing, out of the web directory, probably. Jasper serve. I wonder if I'm going to need to install that CLI. That was fairly verbose. Can update, extremely far behind. I am going to just update. Starting the web compiler, I don't think I care about that. Let's update first. It's updated. Now we serve. Hang out on the Discord. Lots of friendly, smart people. It's true. You'll rarely find me there, though, on account of the smart requirement. There's also a lot of flutter.dev/community. Lots of resources for where to connect with people. All right. We're building the web assets. Boy, is this exciting. Takes longer for the initial build. I accept that. Server started. Okay. Nice. So these errors are not fake. Interesting. It has no idea where to pull them from. Did I miss something? I've been copying all the things. Right, so Edge Incense certainly just feels like proper Flutter stuff. Do I also need like Jasper here? That did not help. Does anyone know where these are supposed to come from? Yeah, that would probably do it. Interesting. So it's like, here's a bunch of constructs that it has figured out. I wonder if this is just a stale. So box it doesn't know, but styles it does. So let's go look at styles and see what's going on here. Combine. Interesting. Yeah, there's not really anything that looks like it would map to this dot box thing. Properties. Yeah, I didn't message Kilian to tell him I was going to do this because I didn't know for sure if I would use Jasper. Just like last week, I came into this to Observable Flutter with an idea and then pivoted because someone proposed Minesweeper. I don't see anything like dot box, so I'm not sure what that was supposed to be. Maybe we can just get rid of the dot box altogether and use the base constructor. Okay, that seems to work. So now let's look in styles and see if there's like something else in this folder. So CSS.dart, is that like where Edge Incense is going to come from? No. All right, what I'm going to do is get a little crazy. And I'm going to go to that directory and we'll just like we'll grep for this basically. So pub cache hosted. Wow, my computer is freaking out. I'm having the lowest frame rate, not even of the stream, just on my computer. It's like it's re-indexing the whole hard drive or something, which was not a requested task. Jasper 21.3 lib. I guess it's almost certainly in source. Okay, what's Do I have awk installed? Nice. Okay, so let's go edge insets. See what we get here. Again, I can hear my computer like crunching, and I have no idea what it's doing. Absolutely no idea. Look at this. Is awk the command that am I like misremembering the command? What is better than grep? There's a, oh, ack. No wonder. Lord knows what I just did with awk. There we go. That came back pretty quickly, huh? All right, where do edge insets come from? Foundation, styles, properties, spacing. But these classes all have underscores. I guess I'll head over to the spacing. Foundation, styles, properties, spacing, styles. Foundation, styles, properties. We've got some stale documentation, which, as a member of the Flutter team, I understand. Okay, spacing. I wonder if we're supposed to use this spacing class. Yeah, that could be it. Like, what is the margin property? Oh, it's just margin. Okay. So it seems like Jasper has basically taken a step toward CSS fidelity in like naming and convention and whatnot. So I'll just type margin here, and what do you know? It works. Okay. Never in doubt, folks. Never in doubt. Jasper serve. Just like we drew it up. It's as good of a theory as any. It is crazy. Mm-hmm. As if. All right, the server is starting. It didn't crash this time. Dramatic improvement. Never mind, it crashed. The oh, am I not running Postgres? I am running Postgres. So I have not done. Yeah, it actually just looks like serverpod can't connect to Postgres. That sure seems to be the issue. Yes, failed to connect to the database. So is this just looping with like retry logic? Okay. So let's look at actual serverpod database connection things. Sure am making this look hard. Close some of these files. Serverpod config. You know, yeah, I probably I haven't made the database or any of those things. So development, API server, database. So I do not have this database. Let's go to Postico. Here we go. Look at all my past misadventures. Oh yeah, Chirpy, the best social media app in this or any age. That was fun. All right, so I am going to make, I'll connect to Postgres.app. There we go. And I'll go back here and I'll make a new database called Jasper Serverpod Test. And we are connecting to that. That user probably works. And this will be 5432. I don't know why 8090 was, I don't know why that's the default. That is crazy. Am I losing my mind or is that a crazy choice? Okay, we build again. notice that last time. Okay. Worked. It worked. And chirpy, long time no see. Okay. Oh, something's happening here. So where do I server default listening on port 8080? Okay. I know how to access port 8080. All right. I thought we were going to see the counter. Let's go back and understand what the heck is working here. What ran here? So did birthday reminder? What on earth? Okay, let's see what we've got out of this getting started demo. It's not really a demo, the documentation. So, right. So normally in headless serverpod time, you add new content by adding endpoints. That's obviously not what we're doing right now, though we might do that like later. I would sure hope that that's still possible. Oh, we do have a greeting endpoint. Okay. Did all of our front end stuff. Yeah, so do we just like not use this Flutter project? I could definitely use a little more, like assume I'm way stupider in the documentation, you know? The window terminated unexpectedly and crashed. Good, good. I'm telling you guys, I am working with a potato today. I don't know what is going on. Close some of these things. So we had in our server.dart file, this root route, which we set up here, but it does not seem to be using this. I feel like I'm hitting something else, but I restarted my computer right before this, so there shouldn't be anything else running. I'm going to turn this off and then refresh on 8080, and this should now not work, and it didn't. Great. That means we are hitting our Jasper project. But I'm not successfully hitting this stuff. So root route, yeah, what do? You don't seem to do any routing yourself. Built with serverpod and Jasper. Okay, so this like makes sense to me. And then this is a component. Okay, this all makes sense. It didn't say the word served, did it? And it didn't show the counter. So something still funky is going on. Yeah, it just says okay. This says like, but there is the date time. I'm telling you, them. Does anyone know what's happening here? 8082? Wait. What? Did I miss something? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, web server. Oh. Have you done this before? How did you know? Nice. Cool. All right. Well, that makes a lot more sense. I don't know what the heck's running on 8080. Is it this project? Are you running somehow? I turned you off. What is running on 8080? No, it's not that. Is something else from this running on 8080? Are we running on both? Maybe 80 is where classic. Oh, 80 must be where just like classic serverpod is running, and 82 is where the web server is running. Is that right? Oh, click the increase, right? Yeah, I got to do that, of course. Whoa, it did not increase. It is not increasing. Yeah, Gord, I think that's right. So 8080 is serverpod, 8082 is the web server, which again, as I've outed myself earlier, I've never used serverpod's web server before. So my ignorance, wow, this increase button, not super good. So let's see what's going on there. So counter.dart, this component that we made is not doing anything, despite being really straightforward. Let's put a little printerino in there. Print increasing. Okay. Rebuilt. Super good. Back here, let's open up our developer console. Increase. Yeah, just not happening. Oh, it's like not loading JavaScript because its MIME type text plain is not executable and strict MIME type checking is enabled. Main clients Dart.js, has that been built? I don't know where this goes. Generated? No. Web? There's Sure seems like this button isn't working because the JavaScript didn't load. Is there anything else we can glean out of this? Server responded with 404. Yeah. Oh, I need to run Jasper's build stuff. So Jasper serve didn't do that. Where do I have that? Documentation was over here. Okay, so now we're back to just pure Jasper. Get started. Okay, it's right here. Yeah, Jasper serve. I think that feels like it's it. Jasper build, maybe? I mean, I'll type like all kinds of random stuff. So yeah, let's give it a go. In a different window. Where are we here? Yeah, that's not what I want. Though it was helpful in its time. All right, so server. Putting server in the name of the project was a super bad idea because now it's really annoying to cd into the server directory. Jasper build. Maybe I'll run the Jasper please command. I think that'll work. Cannot find main entry point. Create a libmain.dart file or specify it using -- input. I would sure think that serve would encompass build for what it's worth. So our entry point would be what? It can't find lib main. So is it just, we got bin main and we got, bin main is what we want. So -- input we'll try. Input bin main.dart. Failed. Options skew. All right, so we're not ready for that. Yeah, has anybody got Kilian on the line here? We seem to be a little late on the old documentation. wonder if do I have a way to message Kilian? I don't know if I do. I don't think I have his number. I wonder if I could message him on Slack. Thing though is like he's probably living his life, not wanting to drop what he's doing. Come watch some idiot. Let's see here. All right, I'm messaging him on Slack. Hey, using Jasper and serverpod. Spellcheck didn't know what serverpod is. Let me tell you what. Serverpod on Observable Flutter. And have a few questions. If you are available. Oh, God, I hope I'm not interrupting his dinner. Okay. Time to debug. Yeah, we could use an LLM to debug. That is true. Might as well. Let's try it here. I'm going to open a new terminal. Gemini. Wow. Gemini has a new release every day. So did I want to do that? No. It doesn't like when you command K. Okay, we're back. So what directory am I in? I'm not in the correct directory. I didn't do that right at all. So let's go to dev, git, my git, observable flutter, Jasper. I'm not sure if I'm that optimistic here. I guess I'll go into the server directory as well. Gemini. So let's see here. What do I need to run? Or what do I need to ask it? I am attempting to integrate package Jasper with package serverpod via package Jasper serverpod. However, the build is not working because the browser cannot find the built JavaScript file. I'm not even sure the file is being built. Can you help me debug? And I guess let's put in the name of this JavaScript file, which is main.clients.dart.js. main.clients.dart.js. At the same time, I could Google this myself. Jasper main.clients.build.js. What was it? main.clients.dart.js. Dart.js 404. Typically occurs when the builds thing failed. Yeah, indeed. I don't think I need to run Jasper clean because nothing has happened. Incorrect base path. I doubt it, but possible. Server-side rendering configuration feels... Oh, build... Okay, then run the build command explicitly to ensure all client-side assets are... Well, that failed. Yeah, I feel like it's just making up random crap here, which also means it's probably going to make up random crap here as well. Let's see what it said. Oh, it can help. Great. Start by searching. Didn't find it. File isn't being created. Check pub spec to see the dependencies are configured. Seems to be fine. Dependencies are there. JavaScript is building, so I suspect the wrong build command. Okay, read file. Why is it failing? Jasper.options, wrong path, root.dart, good, found it, read file. Home uses counter. Yeah, okay. Web main.dart. No, so counter is the client entry. I still can't tell if it's just totally Dart pub run Jasper dev. Is it making this up? Run Jasper dev? I feel like it's making that up. Could not find bin Jasper. Oh my goodness, what is it doing now? I'll globally activate Jasper. Oh my gosh, it is just. Yeah, Jasper dev isn't it. Jasper serve. Right, that's the problem that we've been having. Oh, no, this one is because, no, sorry. I'll kill the running command. I killed the other command. Try again, even though this is definitely not going to do anything. Whoa! Well, the man is in the house. Elvis has entered the building. Kilian, great to see ya. Trying to, per the message, trying to connect Jasper and serverpod. And the problem that I'm having, and I believe I have followed the instructions correctly, but of course have probably not. Also, there are a few stale nuggets in the docs. Is the main.client .dart.js file doesn't seem to be getting built, or it's not in the right place, or something. And also, let's just turn this off. So, have you seen this before? Does anything come to mind for what might be the problem with the main.clients .dart.js file? What I've done is in the server directory, run Jasper serve. I'm not running like serverpod serve or anything, so I'm guessing that Jasper serve is bootstrapping all of it. If not, maybe that's part of the problem. And that runs the migration, so it's all good. It would be nice if this is a serverpod feature request, but this. Oh, it does. It does right here. It says the serverpod is listening on 8082. That's what I missed last time. Okay, anyway, that's unrelated to the current question. So we're running here. That's great. And then when I load, it can't find this file. The docs that I followed were. Which ones were they? This one, the getting started thing. So I ran all this stuff, put all this in, moved the static files around. Hopefully that was still required. Then set up the routes, set up the components, all the things, blah, blah, blah. And so now it says you're set up to run your server and render your website. So I presume Jasper serve is what I should be running at this point. I wonder if it's serverpod serve. Is that what I should be running? Jasper serve started serverpod, so that seems correct. Yeah, so that's what's cooking. Any thoughts? My dear friend Kilian. And now I'm going to drink coffee out of my cup that says, it's hard to read with the giant, all the lights shining on it. It says, "Oh, Diane, you beautiful tropical fish." She is not a fish, though. The cup is factually misleading. I should probably keep trying to debug this myself while I wait for Kilian to maybe respond. Don't know how busy he is. But Gemini was totally useless. What did it say? It's just committed to running Jasper Dev. Oh, no, okay, whatever. It wasn't committed. It gave that up. Oh, interesting. Okay, look. So here we see some requests coming in. I didn't notice this before. Let's look at these a little better. So we have CSS style CSS. This did get served very clearly. The CSS loaded. And if we go to the source, where's the CSS file? Right there. CSS loads. Great. So what does your pub spec look like? Okay. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. So I presume this is the server pub spec, and I added this, which I believe was required. And we've got some dev dependencies added as per the instructions, and Jasper serverpod. And that's it. I will now resume talking to myself while I wait your next message. So anyways, CSS style CSS loads. Where's that coming from? Probably right here. Yeah. So we can see that the JavaScript file would be basically at the root of main.clients.dart.js, and it isn't getting built. So to prove this to myself, that is where it should be, I'll make a new file. Main.clients.dart.js. Still didn't find it. Oh. Main.clients.dart.js. This is upending my theory for sure. Okay, wait. Hold the phones. There was a path. Oh, it's just /CSS/style. Does that need to exist before some serve command is like run? Does it copy things into a directory? And this is actually like some pre-staging location that the web server is not actually serving from. There's a build directory, so that's open. This is empty. Okay, good stuff. No change. Interesting. Try rebuild. What do you mean? Rebuild what via what command? Again, I'll type Jasper, please, if if we think it'll do something. Jasper, I'm begging you. Oh, you know, it'd be sweet because Jasper is Kilian's dog. If there were aliases, like playful aliases for these commands, like, you know, Jasper sit, Jasper stay, Jasper fetch. Like Jasper, for the CLI to self-update, that should be Jasper fetch. And then what would serve be? Maybe that's like paw, or bark or, speak, something like that. That could be good. And then what else do we have to do? What are the actual commands? This is a giant waste of time. But I'm kind of out of ideas. Jasper help. Is it help or dash help? Okay, so our only thing, our build, create, and serve. Oh, and then there's a couple other ones. Anyway, I want doggy aliases to these. Why did this not load? So basically, it's serving an HTML file instead of a JavaScript file. You should clean and rebuild it. But that isn't in the documentation. So I wouldn't, that would be a big step from, I mean, it's not a Flutter project. So I don't think that's right. We're running this as a web server. Basically, Jasper doesn't make messes in the code. Oh, hopefully Jasper doesn't make messes in the code base. If by messes you mean like a bunch of Jasper constructs, that'd all be German commands because Jasper doesn't bark in English. Oh, right. Yeah, true that. Okay, let's put on our thinking caps here. CSS style.css loads. Main/clients. What if I made a new JavaScript folder? Web, new file, not a file, new folder, JS, and I moved that into here, and then I requested it in a folder. It did work. Not sure if my other message went through. So do Jasper clean, Jasper serve -v. Okay. And I'm typing this in the wrong window because this one is still serving. So come back here. Yeah, I don't think, did it go through or did I just miss it? Wonder why it didn't go through. I wonder if you're being so helpful that you got like rate limited. You haven't said that much though. I would be crazy if you were rate limited. Okay. I presume up here is what we want to see. I'm looking for any built or any reference to the JavaScript folder or file. Not really seeing any. Wait, delete the main file, please. This gets auto-generated. Yeah, I made it in a different directory at this point. So in the JavaScript directory, I will delete it though. And it doesn't seem to be getting auto-generated. I don't know what the, yeah, not there. I don't know what the full line would look like where it would report on the fact that it had just emitted the JavaScript file, but I don't see it. This almost seems, this is interesting. It's like, this seems like a possible input to the JavaScript. And then right after it, it says one skipped. Wrote 4 outputs. Is there an even verbosier verbose? Done, Bill. Yeah. Huh. Jasper dev command. Does anyone else? I mean, YAML development is something we can't get away from in life, sadly, but like, isn't it the worst? You know, I'm really curious, like, what else can I put under this? Maybe I'll just Google Jasper pub spec.yaml, see if this is specified somewhere. Oh, it's probably not going to be in the change log now, is it? Jasper build. It says, yeah, skip to 0. You can run build runner manually to get more verbose output. Okay. I will do that. So build runner. Oh my gosh. Build runner. What on earth? Why is it? What is happening? There we go. Terminals are just the worst. Oh, should I be passing a verbose flag to this as well? Probably, huh? Did I build the client before? I'm wondering if you mean the serverpod client, and I don't think that's where our thing should go. Okay, so this is basically the exact same output. So let's try to run this with a verbose flag. Terminals are the worst. That didn't add anything. So Dart run build runner build dash help. Dart run build runner build help. Is there a verbose flag by? There is, and I used it, and it didn't give us any information. Okay, so that gave us the exact same output. I can't even get over how garbage terminals are. Maybe if we get a new window, it won't be so borked. There we go. All right, delete conflicting outputs, verbose, run. I have to go into their server directory. And yeah, anyway, this just gave us the same output. So we got that skipped. Sure seems like this is an input. Why are you skipping? I don't want you to skip. Well, I may have to pivot and just try to get something working with plain old Jasper. There seems to be some wire not plugged in with serverpod, and I don't know that we're going to solve it right now. You know, I am going to just try to play with plain old Jasper. Jasper create, Jasper demo. Oh, build a statically pre-rendered site, build a server rendered site, build a purely client rendered site. Wait a minute. I want both. Does that mean what I want is serverpod? Build a server rendered site. Let's try that. Enable automatic hydration on the client, recommended. Well, I'll take the recommendation. Set up routing for different pages. Yeah. Recommended. Use multi-pages. Choosing no sets up a single page. No, don't. Goodness gracious, no. Use multi-page routing. Oh no. Set up Flutter embedding. I won't do that for now. Enable support for using Flutter web plugins in your project. Use a custom backend package. Use a custom backend package or framework for. We just tried that. That part didn't work that well. All right, Jasper demo. Code Jasper demo. I'm gonna get something running. If it kills me. Oh, is that other thing still running? Cancel. Okay, good. I want to make sure the ports are all available. Ah, the race is on again. Randall's vibe coding, and I want a Jasper demo and serverpod together. Can you get me started? Ask me anything you need. It's diagnosing the server inside Docker. Serverpod does like to run with Docker normally. Oh, it only puts Postgres in Docker, I thought. I'm confused by that. What do you mean? What is it putting in Docker that it would then diagnose? I thought it only put Postgres in Docker. Ooh, try the VS Code extension instead of the CLI. You will get debugging. Okay. I'll switch back and add the extension. Jasper. Look at that. Look at the old 5-star situation here. Kilian, I'm going to trust you. But you better not betray that trust. Okay. You understand? It's a big deal. Oh, it's 5 stars on 1 rating, but 588 downloads. I am looking forward to giving it another 5-star rating. Okay. So how do I use this for the debugging situation? So to run a Jasper, to launch it using F5 or the debug menu, the extension will start the debug process. When developing a Jasper project in static or server mode, which is what I think we're doing, this will open 2 separate debugging sessions, one for the server and one for the client. Switch between the two using the debugging sidebar thingy thing. Both processes will be managed by the Jasper terminal. To stop the server, click Stop Jasper. Or if I can, okay. So let's go back to do I have to go to like main.dart? Is this where I would run it? Let us try. No, my trust has been betrayed. Okay. Cool. It ran. That's a good start. Presumably, this will not have magically solved the problem. That would be quite a surprise, wouldn't it? Okay. We are in the same place. Wait a minute. Whoa. Main clients Dart.js. This request came in. It's not saying it 404. Does this say the status code? I don't actually remember seeing this in the request log before. It must have. I must have missed it. It's interesting that this doesn't give us the HTTP status of the response. That would be super helpful right now. But I think we can deduce it ourselves and know that it was a 404. Okay, so where was that debugging window? How do I debug again? Oh, I don't see this. There's like a thingy thing here. Call stack. Where's the call? Oh, that's here. Wait, nope, that's empty. Did I do it right? I don't think I did it right. I think it said you could click the button. To run or debug Jasper applications, launch it using F5 or the debug menu. Sure seems like what I did should have counted as that. I'll go back to main.dart. Run, start debugging. Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to do the exact same thing. Select debugger. Maybe that's what I need to do. Oh. What directory did you think you were in, my friend? I think I need to open this whole directory in, I need to open VS Code in the server side directory. We're going to figure this out one day, I'm telling you. In the words of Aragorn, though, today may not be that day, but one day. So main.dart, run, debug, Jasper. Now it'll probably, there we go. Don't use the run hint. Oh, what was the run hint? When did I do that? Address already in use. Okay, fair. Oh, wait, is it fair? Oh, my Jasper demo is using it. There's a lot going on right now, folks. Like, quite a bit. It actually may work. And then we will get debugging help. Okay, we can see our same skip. I'll be curious to see what debugging help we do actually get. Server started. It's thinking. It's putting on its thinking cap. Big fan of code-n subdirectory from an internal terminal window to open a second editor window in a subdirectory. I've never used -n before. Didn't know that was a thing. -n. What do you do? There we go. New window. Force to open a new window. Seems like what it did. All right. Seems like we are potentially going to concede defeat here. This is also not starting as well as it started before, but let's see. Is it running? It is running. Interesting. We don't see the serverpod version. Or sorry, like the serverpod's output where it's like, ran the thing, just talk to the database, blah, blah, blah. But it does seem to have completed that step because this is loading. But yes, the JavaScript file still not building. So yeah, I think something probably did break in the latest version. Okay, I'm going to pause for now. And I'm going to switch back to the Jasper demo. And I'm going to run that, but I will use the new thing that I've got. Run. Use Jasper. Thank you. I do kind of want to see what this CLI does, or what the extension does. All right. Hey, look at that. There we go. This is the UI we were expecting. Oh, opening DevTools. Cool. Great. Look at that. It's counting. Nice. All right. I still want to do serverpod stuff, but I think I'm a little out of gas for more of it right now. Or sorry, I meant Jasper stuff. Of course, I want to do more serverpod stuff. I want to do more Jasper things. And I want it to work with serverpod. But I don't think... look at that. Nice. Oh, I see what's going on here. That's cool. Nice. Having like dark dev tools for the server is what it seems is going on here. That's super neat. That's really cool. But today is not the day. I think Aragorn was right. The strength of men has failed. That day is today. Well, folks, I don't know what we accomplished today. I think we found a couple of bugs. That's what we accomplished today. And as a prolific creator of bugs myself, I am... Sai, good to see you. Today was an experimental day where I accomplished nothing. Should have gone on Minesweeper. Yeah, well, win some, lose some. That's for sure. I'm still... I really am super pumped about Jasper. What I wanted to actually build today was like a skeleton, the beginnings of a personal website, and just kind of play around with Jasper in that capacity. I learned what commands were supposed to succeed, and I also learned how to summon Kilian, and then did it. That was cool. I also gave him all of my secrets, so that maybe counteracts the other successes. Oh, you joined me in doing nothing today? Nice. Well, are there any questions that I missed before I sign off here? Make sure there's no other questions I could have answered. Hey, it's all right. If I maintained a library that everyone tried to use, everyone probably failed to use it because it wouldn't work. Oh, wow. What a glowing endorsement. I'm honored. What do we have? Any other questions? I'm just scrolling up in chat real quick here. I think I did see a couple questions. Here's one. Joined a company last year as an intern. No idea if Adrian's still here. Congrats on the internship. Learning Flutter from scratch. And starting this month, I'm transitioning into full-time Flutter worker. Content helps a lot. Thanks. Oh my gosh, wasn't even a question. It was just someone being nice. Well, Adrian, I am very glad to have helped. Demons in my computer. After the window server crashed, my computer has stopped freaking out. So I think that was the problem. It was just running away, mining Bitcoin, as Igor said about an hour ago. All right. I don't think I skipped any other questions. If I did, then I skipped them twice, and I apologize. Wait. Oh, unable. Okay. I read this as able first. I was like, goodness gracious. That would be impressive. Yeah. So there's some attention will need to be paid to that integration. Wait, what did I see here? Does Dart backend in the level of JS and PHP? Well, is it used as much? Not even close. Does it perform as well? I think it performs markedly better than either. But JavaScript and PHP definitely have a library for literally everything. Dart has a lot of libraries, but it's the package ecosystem on the server is not as mature as JavaScript or PHP or Python or Go or any of those languages that have been doing server side seriously, like as long as Dart has been doing front end seriously, or even like 3 times longer. But it runs great and it can do everything and it's awesome. What about Shelf? Yeah, so basically all these things are still built on Shelf, except I guess serverpod is probably built on Relic now, which is their like fork of Shelf, which is very similar. I think it's not 100% backwards compatible, if I remember right, but it's like very, very similar. And yeah, actually earlier in the stream, I was talking about Shelf and kind of the scope of what it attempts to offer. All right. Oh, Perl. Right. Of course. Randall's here, everybody. Perl. Yeah. Yeah. We're all using, we would totally use Perl if it wasn't for Dart. Okay, folks. Not the most successful, celebrated stream. I don't know if this one is going to go down in the history books, but we tried. And, you know, you got to be willing to fail if you're going to try. Otherwise, the only thing you can do is not try. Building nothing today, Soap. Just hit my head against the wall for an hour. But I'll be back. I'll do more Jasper things. Maybe the serverpod stuff will be tidied up. If not, that's fine. It'll just have a Jasper stream. That'll probably be the next stream. I think I'll build a personal website in Jasper and we'll see what its own server side situation looks like. It probably, you know, it's not going to have an ORM, obviously. It's not going to have shared generation, but I might play with that next week and we'll see what we can get. And that'll be pretty fun, I think. So that will do it for today, folks. Thanks so much for joining. And I do believe I will see you all next week. Happy fluttering.